Hi guys, welcome to Friendship Shaving. Thank you for joining me for a straight razor shave today with the Dreadnought razor. This is a razor that's kindly been loaned to me, so Andrew, thank you very much my friend. I really appreciate you lending me your razor, and it is a fantastic razor and there's a lovely bit of history to this razor. There we are, we can see the case there and it says 017 Dreadnought razor, the famous 017 Dreadnought razor, registered trademark, British throughout. So I'll be shaving with this today. We'll talk more about the razor as we get into the shave. And I'm also going to be shaving with some vintage Old Spice today, and there we are. Now my face is slightly damp, so I'm just going to re-wet my face. Drain a drop of water out of the sink. And hopefully we're ready to go. Oh, that's definitely smelling like Old Spice. So I'm going to be face lathering today. Now, I used to have a vintage Old Spice puck in a mug, and it smelled odd. That's the only way I can describe it, and just slightly unpleasant. This doesn't smell like that at all, so I'm not sure whether mine was just older or there was something wrong with it. I don't know. But this is a vintage shaving stick. Very kindly given to me, along with lots of other items by Mike. And yeah, I'm going to be enjoying using this. What would you say? Late 60s, early 70s, or maybe just, yeah, early 70s maybe? I know there is a white tube like this that had an underarm deodorant. So there we are, that's the Old Spice shaving stick with the friendship ship on it. I'm going to be using my little Traveller silver tip badger brush today, so we'll just give that a shake. I've had it soaking. And we'll just start to build this lather up. Oh, it's beautiful. Now while I'm doing this, can I just say there was a giveaway a little while ago, some boxes, and the American gentleman that won hasn't claimed his yet, so Miguel Vera, if you would get in touch via email, I've got a box waiting for you, my friend. Now I'm just adding some more water to the tips of my brush, and we'll get that on, and I'm going to try and make my lather a little bit wet today. Just so that it comes off the blade of the razor easily. There's a very nice edge on this razor, and you know, sometimes I've asked this question myself when I was first starting out. Sometimes you see the question, can the straight razor shave as well as a double-edged safety razor. Well, this one can. It's got a lovely edge on it, and I've had the best shaves I think I've ever had with a straight razor. It's been absolutely fantastic. I've been getting BBS in 2 passes. So I hope I do that today and I haven't spoken too soon. And oh, look at this soap. I'm still adding water here. There's absolutely loads of soap. I'm going to stop agitating the soap. And I'm just going to add some water now. And we'll go with what we've got. This is, oh, that's nice. It's definitely a different scent from the pack of Old Spice soap that I had. There we are. So I'm going to take my glasses off because I always start, but I'll do that in a moment. Let me show you the razor. A little more first. So here we are. Black scales. It was a hollow ground razor. And there we are. It says the Dreadnought on the blade there. Very nicely done. And the maker's mark, it says W. Saynor Limited Cutlers Sheffield. So a Sheffield razor. And as I say, a little bit of history behind this razor, but let's get into this shave first. Now I'm just going to turn to the big mirror. Tell you what, this is a fantastic edge on this razor. This is what I need to aim for when I am practicing honing. And if you missed it last week, I've been loaned a bevel setting honed stone. So I have been enjoying practicing with that. So Mark, thank you very, very much. I actually honed a razor the other day and I used the bevel setter, the 1K Naniwa, and then I used my very little combination Belgian blue whetstone with cuticule on the other side, and I got quite a nice edge. But this is absolutely tremendous. It's so smooth. Now it's really sharp, but it's such a smooth edge that it doesn't feel sharp, if you know what I mean. It's very nice indeed. So yeah, I'd love to know what this was honed on, because it's tremendous. Now the history behind this razor is quite fascinating. The Dreadnought, just out of interest, was a revolutionary steam turbine warship brought out by the British in 1906. So it was Her Majesty's ship Dreadnought. Now I can tell you that W. Sainer Limited became a limited company in 1908. So it is entirely possible that this razor was named after the famous HMS Dreadnought warship. That seems quite likely. Looking back in history, it's a fantastic name, isn't it? The Dreadnought. I really think that's quite a wonderful name. So 1908, but I've actually found an old advertisement for this razor, this very razor, dated to 1919. So I'll put the link below so you can have a look at that. But that definitely dates the production of this razor to at least 1919 and possibly before then. So we've got a very, very nice vintage razor. And I'll tell you what, it's tremendous. Really is. Bit too past shaved today, I think. Really, this is something to aim for. I like this sort of, some of the edges I've had on razors that have been honed for me have felt very, very sharp. But this, it obviously is really sharp. It doesn't feel it. The only thing I can sort of equate it to perhaps is a platinum coated razor blade. You know, it's got that sort of smoothness to the blade. Really very nice indeed. And definitely as good as a DE safety razor. So Andrew, thank you very much. I've been really enjoying this razor. Now Andrew sent me some items a while back, and I'll put a link up above to Andrew's gift of friendship video. But the razor was loaned to me because Andrew asked me if I could find out a little bit more about it. And I love the history thing, so I was really glad to be able to do that and find a little bit of information about this razor. I'll tell you something strange. I think it was in the 80s. The British Post Office, the PO, brought out a range of stamps with the Dreadnought, the warship, on the stamps, and the stamps were designed and drawn by a Marjorie Saynor. Slightly different spelling. Instead of S-A-Y-N-O-R, S-E-Y-N-O-R. Now, is that perhaps a distant relative of the people that made this razor, or just a random curiosity, perhaps a coincidence? Who knows, but I thought that was quite an interesting little snippet there. Now, wet the blade, I'm sticking a little bit there. There we are, we'll just be very careful by the ear. You know, I get a bit of a tremor in this hand these days, and just gives me pause for thought sometimes. I'll tell you what, you can see how smooth it is. I'm going against the grain, up over my jaw and on my cheek. It's a fantastic razor. So there we are, it truly is the famous Dreadnought. Well, I've done that way, near enough. Let's go the other way. So I hope you have been enjoying some shaves with your straight razors if you use one. I'm finding that learning to hone properly is quite hard, harder than one imagines. I've had a little go trying to keep my blade sharp, but you know, properly putting a bevel on a razor is something I've not really done before, so it's been wonderful to have the loan of a stone to do that. And you guys are so kind and nice and generous and trusting, you know, to send me a stone like that through the post. Absolutely amazing. So I've definitely been looking at it. They're still quite expensive for me, the nanobar stones. I was watching a gentleman's video the other day. A gentleman lives in Japan and he was offering his opinion on a cheaper stone, and a king stone is a little bit cheaper, but good value. But they seem to have a lot of those in America. If you look on eBay, we don't get very many over here. Perhaps Japan, you know, if you go around the backside of Japan, is closer to America. Perhaps that's the reason. Or perhaps they just have better trade deals than the clients that run our country. Anyway, that is a 2-pass shave with the Dreadnought. I will dry that properly with a little bit of tissue in a moment, but there we are. The Dreadnought razor. I will put out links. You can have a look at that vintage advertisement from 1919. Wonderful. I do enjoy the little bit of history and being able to shave with a razor from 1919 or before. And can I just say, the gentleman that started this business, Mr. W. Sainer, William Sainer, his father worked in a cutler's, but William started his own company when he was only 14 years old. Wow. I could barely tie my shoelaces when I was 14. Let alone to start my own company. The world has changed. I think it's incredible. So a wonderful bit of history there, and a wonderful shave. Now, I'm actually going to use a bit of Nivea Protect and Care. We give it a shake. 2-in-1. What's it say? 2-in-1. I can't read it. It's in German. 2-in-1 aftershave lotion. We get a good splash of that. Oh, a bit stingy. I tell you what, it's again, I've had an absolutely brilliant shave. That is definitely the best shave I think I've ever had with a straight razor. 3 times on the trot. that was hard to do. Now guys, thank you for joining me. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you very shortly for another shave. All the very best now. Bye bye.